Please welcome back to the mountain stage, Mr. Darrell Scott.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you all. Here's a great Paul Simon song to start off with. Many's a time I've been mistaken, and many a time confused. Yes, and I've often felt forsaken, and certainly misused. But I'm alright, yeah, I'm alright. I'm just weary to my bones. Still, you don't expect to be bright and bon vivant, so far away from home, so far away from home.
Larry Groce, Mountain Stage. If you can't hear the show on the radio, it's mountainstage.org. One of our guests today is Mr. Darrell Scott. And one of his last records, he got a new record that'll be out very soon, maybe by the time you're watching this. But the last record is called Modern Hymns, which is a great name because on this record, Darrell Scott is covering a lot of songs from people that influenced him. He is one of the more talented people that's ever been on Mountain Stage of all the 1,500 that have 1,700, whatever it is on this show, because he's a writer, he's a singer, he's a player, and he's a producer, and he does them all extremely well. I guess the first time we saw you, you were actually playing guitar for either Steve Earle or Guy Clark. I don't remember, but it's a long time ago. It's 15
I think it was Guy, and it was at one of the live ones.
Right, and we did it outdoors, and we but they were both on that show, and I think you knew Steve too.
I did, yeah.
And is that actually how you kind of got into the spotlight first? Was playing backup, or was it as a singer?
Yeah, it was definitely as playing as a sideman, because that kind of always did that. That was like the first thing I sort of did, even in the family band, you know, with my dad fronting the band, or in another band with an older brother. So I learned how to be a sideman, you know, even from a teenager.
But you were writing songs all along, or did that come later?
Yeah, pretty well. I was writing all along, kind of in my closet. And then I got discovered by one of my brothers, found one of my songs. And
outed you?
Yeah, and then it was like, well, who wrote this one? And I had to fess up.
Well, your dad wrote songs though too.
Yeah, he did.
So you came across it naturally.
Very much, and my older brother wrote too, and I mean, we were absolutely a musical family.
Yeah.
Just, you know, that's what we did. You know, some families fish or play baseball or golf, and our thing was always music. And there was Pedro with his cigarette sleeves full of Friday pay and rattlesnake dreams. Well, he shared his Marlboros and I shared my cheese. And his steady eyes were glistening, and I heard an uplifting sound in a downtown park, playing his own tunes on an Irish harp, and he played with just one hand as the August sky grew dark. The other hand was for a lover, Colorado. I need healing from all the sorrow that I've been feeling. I need your ancient winds, yeah, to dry these tears. I need your silver lakes to be my mirror.
You got a new one though that you're working on now that will be out soon. Is that your tunes?
Yeah, it's all my tunes. And you know, it's funny, I didn't put that out, the covers record, because I didn't have songs. You know, sometimes you almost think artists put out covers records because they don't have their own writings,
Yeah.
and that's...
Which is the case sometimes.
It is the case sometimes, but it was far from the case for me. It just felt like the next record,
Yeah.
as opposed to, did I have songs to be recorded and put out? I certainly did.
Right.
As a matter of fact, this record's going to be a double record. This
Really?
next
The new one? All.
Yeah.
Then you do have some material.
I definitely have material. It just felt like the covers record, though, was the next one. And I'll tell you another reason why was because I knew I could record it quickly.
Yeah.
You know, we recorded it in 3 days. Basically.
This you recorded in 3 days?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so it was, you know, just kind of get on with it,
Huh.
as opposed to some of these studio records just go for months and just drive you nuts.
So obviously there weren't a whole lot of overdubs. There couldn't have been if you did it in 3 days. I'm sure there's some.
But there's some. Like I couldn't get Allison, you know, in there on those 3 days. I couldn't get Del McCurry or Tim O'Brien and some of my friends. That, you know, we just couldn't logistically do it. So there's a few overdubs, but I'll tell you 90% of the record is those 3 days.
Great musician. I'm glad you did this, really, because there are a lot of people who will love it, who know the songs, and then there are a lot of people who probably need to hear the songs if they haven't already.
Yeah, I know.
And get introduced to some of these great artists. I mean,
Exactly.
John Hartford. Yeah, Hoyt Axton,
Yeah.
John Hartford.
Right.
Other people who really, really were very instrumental in progressing the evolution of modern songwriting and really in modern music in many ways. I was talking to you before. John Hartford is as revered as he is, the late John Hartford. I think still he's not given quite as much credit as he should be for bringing together some disparate old time with very modern sounds and realizing it can all fit together.
Yeah. He's a hero among our friends. Believe me, Hartford is. You know, he's one of our, you know, father figures. You know,
absolutely,
without a doubt.
A great guy too. Darrell Scott on Mountain Stage, mountainstage.org. Here's the record, Modern Hymns. Go see him if he's live in your neighborhood. Look him up online and check out all of his music. One of the most talented people around. Thanks, Darrell.
Thank you, Larry. For someone you've never met, well then love's not through with you. I say love's not through with me. I know love's not through with us yet. Thank you so much, lovers.